Welcome to Crime, Time, Grime. Crime Time Grime. Presents. Adventures with Purpose. Rocked with Scandal. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for the purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education and research. This video contains the creator's opinions, comments, and allegations for the purpose of education, comment, entertainment, and criticism. It is not to be misconstrued as facts. This is a trigger warning. If you are easily offended or extra sensitive, you may want to bypass this video. Adventures with Purpose is a group of American investigators and scuba divers who use sonar to locate missing persons and their vehicles in water bodies. Focusing on cold cases, the group documents their efforts on their YouTube channel. Adventures with Purpose, AWP, was founded by Oregon-based Sam Ginn and Jared Seisek in 2019. They began as an environmental cleanup agency, removing cars that were polluting waterways. Doug Bishop, a diver and towing company owner, also joined the group. After twice finding cars with missing people in them, they determined a need to look for people who have gone missing with their vehicles. The team usually deals with cold cases, but has also volunteered for searches in recent cases. An example would be searching on August 22, 2022, for Kylie Rodney, who went missing on August 6, 2022. As of October 26, 2022, the group has solved 25 missing person cases. Number 1. Nathan Ashby, age 22, missing July 31, 2019, found December 29, 2019, location, Missouri River, Pinckney Township, Missouri. Nathaniel Ashby, of Warrenton, Missouri, was last seen leaving for work in his white 1994 Chevy Silverado, on July 31, 2019. On Sunday, December 29, 2019, his truck was pulled from the Missouri River. Inside were human remains determined to be Nate. Number 2. Timothy Robinson, age 56, missing November 26, 2008, found May 26, 2020, location, Willamette River, Milwaukee, Oregon. Timothy Edward Robinson, from Oregon, vanished on November 26, 2008, having last been seen driving his silver 2008 Mazda sedan. He was found in a car 75 feet underwater, 12 years after having been reported as missing. Number 3. Nicholas Allen, age 17, missing February 20, 2020, found October 1, 2020, location Yadkin River, Linwood, North Carolina. Nicholas Alexander Allen, age 17, was last seen on or about February 20, 2020 in the Simerson Road area of Davidson County. Nicholas was believed to be operating a black Dodge Journey. On October 1, 2020, his vehicle and remains were located in the Yadkin River from the York Hill Public Access Area. Number 4. Ethan Kazmierczak, age 22, missing September 15, 2013, found October 26, 2020, location Chapin, Iowa. Ethan Kazmierczak, 22, was reported missing in Hampton, Iowa, on September 15, 2013. He was last seen in rural Hampton around 12 a.m. Sunday, September 15, 2013. His silver 2006 Volkswagen Jetta TDI was found October 26, 2020 in a body of water northwest of Hampton. Number 5. Bill Simmons, age 57, missing June 15, 2020, found January 26, 2021, location Cumberland River, Nashville, Tennessee. AKA Bill, William Jacob Simmons, of Donaldson, last seen at 1:30 a.m. driving a 2005 gold Toyota, on June 15, 2020. His car was found upside down with his remains inside on January 26, 2021. Number 6. Antonio Amaro Lopez, age 57, missing February 14, 2021, found February 17, 2021, location Columbia River, Portland, Oregon. Antonio Amaro Lopez was recovered Wednesday inside his family's 2006 Subaru Tribeca, at the base of the Glenn L. Jackson Memorial Bridge, which spans the Columbia River. The discovery confirmed the worst fears of Amaro Lopez's family, who previously said they believed he was the man whose SUV went over the bridge after leaving his family's restaurant, Amaro's Table, in Hazel Dell, Washington, as heavy snow fell across the region. Number 7. Tammy Goff, age 59, missing July 12, 2018, found May 14, 2021, location Missouri River, Great Falls, Montana. Tammy Goff was last seen leaving her home, on the 2100 block of 7th Avenue North, on the morning of July 12, 2018. Sadie, Goff's German Shepherd dog, was found on Hawk Drive about 4 miles south of Great Falls about 32 hours after she was last seen. Goff's truck with her remains was pulled up from the Missouri River on May 14, 2021. Number 8. Richard Ritz, age 74, missing September 13, 2020, found June 3, 2021, location Willamette River, Cathedral Park, Oregon. Richard Ritz, 74, was last seen leaving a bar on North Lombard Street, on the evening of September 13, 2020. His Toyota 4Runner SUV was found 25 feet below the water's surface, in the Willamette River near the Cathedral Park boat ramp. Number 9. John Zarkowski, age 72, missing September 4, 2021, found September 22, 2021, location Missouri River, Plattsmouth, Nebraska. On September 4, 2021, Zarkowski of Buccaneer Bay was reported missing from his house and was thought to be driving his SUV at the time of his disappearance. He was found inside his submerged Chevrolet Tahoe in the Missouri River, about 520 yards south of the Plattsmouth boat dock. Number 10. Nadine Moses, age 84, missing May 4, 2021, found September 25, 2021, location St. Clair River, Marine City, Michigan. Nadine Moses, 84, left her residence in St. Clair County's Casco Township on May 4, 2021, driving her 2011 dark blue Ford Edge. Moses was recovered from where the St. Clair and Belle Rivers meet. It is believed Moses was unable to navigate her vehicle in poor weather conditions and went into the river. Number 11. Charles Fluharty, age 57, missing October 19, 2014, found October 5, 2021, location Yellow Creek Township, Ohio. Charles Fluharty of East Liverpool was declared missing October 19, 2014. He was wheelchair-bound and drove a 1999 black Cavalier with an Ohio handicap license plate. 7 years later, Fluharty's vehicle with his remains were uncovered in the river at the mouth of Yellow Creek. Number 12. Carrie Mae Parker, age 23, missing March 17, 1991, found October 16, 2021, location Lake Tawakoni, Hawk Cove, Texas. Carrie Mae Parker was last seen in March 1991, when she was 23. At the time, Parker was working night shifts at an air conditioning company in Terrell. A portion of her vehicle submerged in the waters of Lake Tawakoni near the causeway on FM 751, along with Parker's remains, were found 30 years later. Number 13. Thomas Thornton, age 72, missing March 24, 2021, found October 24, 2021, location Toledo Bend Reservoir, Shelby County, Texas. A missing veteran, 72-year-old Thomas Thornton, a Tyler County man, was last seen on surveillance footage from a Hemphill gas station on March 24, 2021. The 72-year-old's SUV was found in the water of Toledo Bend Reservoir at Huxley Bay Marina boat ramp. An autopsy later confirmed that the body found inside the vehicle was, indeed, Thomas Thornton. Number 14. Samantha Hopper, age 19, and Courtney Holt, age 1, missing September 11, 1998, found October 26, 2021, location Lake Dardanelle, Russellville, Arkansas. Samantha Jean Hopper was dropping her young daughter off for the night when the pregnant Arkansas mother of two vanished without a trace. Hopper, 19, and her 1-year-old daughter, Courtney Esther Danielle Holt, disappeared. Hopper's blue Ford Tempo was pulled from a lake in Russellville, more than 23 years later. Their remains were found inside. Number 15. Jeff Shepard, age 30, missing March 14, 2018, found December 5, 2021, location Strunk, Kentucky. Jeffrey Anthony Shepard was last seen in Scott County, Kentucky. He had been seen leaving Missy's Bar in Winfield, Tennessee, which was a 20 to 30-minute drive from Shepard's home. Shepard was known to be driving a beat-up 1984 Ford F-150 with a brown driver's side door and a red passenger door. The original police report said the Ford F-150 was battered and painted in primer gray. The truck was found in a pond just off of U.S. Highway 27, in Strunk, Kentucky. Shepard's remains were inside the pickup. Number 16. Stephanie Torres, age 42, missing December 21, 2017, found January 19, 2022, location Brazos River, Waco, Texas. Stephanie Torres was last seen leaving her home on December 20, 2017, but did not take her cell phone, wallet, or medication with her. The car, a blue and gray 2006 Kia Rio, was found in the cold, murky waters of the Brazos River in Brazos Park East. The remains recovered from the vehicle were that of Stephanie Torres. Number 17. Annie Lee Hampton, age 66, missing October 10, 2019, found January 28, 2022, location Bear Creek Lake, Marianna, Arkansas. Annie Lee Hampton, also known by the community as Miss Annie, a Marianna, Arkansas woman, was reported missing by her home care nurse at 7:30 a.m. She was last seen at her home. Her car, a 2001 Pontiac Grand Prix, was gone, but her purse, wallet, and medication were left behind. Her vehicle and remains were located 29 feet underwater in the Bear Creek Reservoir, over 3 years later. Number 18. Margaret Jan Shoup Smith, age 59, missing April 2, 2021, found February 2, 2022, location Lakeland, Florida. Margaret Jan Shoup Smith vanished near Lakeland, Florida. She was supposed to pick up her daughter after work on April 2, 2021, and was last seen driving a moss green-colored Kia Soul. Her Kia and her remains were discovered in the middle of a retention pond where it was 7 feet deep. Number 19. James Amable, age 38, missing December 4, 2003, found March 19, 2022, location Darby Creek, Ridley Township, Pennsylvania. James Jimmy Amable went missing in December 2003 after he called his babysitter to tell her he was running 5 minutes late of picking up his 2 daughters. He disappeared without a trace, with his 2002 green Ford Explorer. When the car was discovered, it was submerged in 24 feet of water in Darby Creek located just south of Philadelphia. His remains were identified nearly 2 decades after he vanished. Number 20. Dedrick Smith, age 26, missing October 4, 2006, found April 1, 2022, location Winston Lake, Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Dedrick Bernard Smith, 26, was last seen driving the same 1993 Pontiac Grand Am that officials pulled from Winston Lake. He was last seen at his girlfriend's home, when she went out in the middle of the night to get food. When she returned, he was gone. His vehicle was discovered in 14 feet of water. His remains were identified 15 years after he vanished. Number 21. Matthew Jed Hall, age 16, missing January 22, 2018, found May 1, 2022, location Snake River, Idaho Falls, Idaho. Matthew Jed Hall left home in the early morning hours, with camping equipment and other items in a 2009 Nissan Versa. The vehicle Jed left home in was recovered from the Snake River in Idaho Falls. The Nissan Versa was found approximately 75 yards downstream from the boat ramp, 50 feet from the shore in an area where the water is approximately 8 feet deep. His remains were recovered from the vehicle and identified, over 4 years from the time he vanished. Number 22. Ralph Brown, age 77, missing May 16, 2021, found May 13, 2022, location Willamette River, Newberg, Oregon. Ralph Brown, former mayor of Cornelius, Oregon, and vice principal at a local middle school, was last seen leaving his Cornelius home, in a blue Nissan Sentra on May 16, 2021. His vehicle was located 100 feet out from a boat ramp and 40 feet below the surface into the Willamette River in Newberg. Under a submerged pile of tree branches and trunks, they found an upside-down blue Nissan Sentra. Dental records confirmed it was the remains of Ralph Brown. Number 23. Kylie Rodney, age 16, missing August 6, 2022, found August 21, 2022, location, Prosser Creek Reservoir, Truckee, California. Kylie Rodney was last seen in the early hours of August 6, attending a party near the Prosser family campground in Truckee, California. Her Honda SUV was upside down under about 14 feet of water in a California reservoir. An autopsy confirmed that the body of Kylie Rodney, the Truckee 16-year-old who had been missing for 2 weeks, was identified. Number 24. Donald Messi, age 34, missing October 15, 2006, found October 5, 2022, location Winooski River, Duxbury, Vermont. Donald Messi, 34, of Waterbury, disappeared at around 2 a.m., October 5, 2006. He was last seen driving away from the party in his distinctive red 1997 Ford F-150, decorated with NASCAR numbers. Messi's truck was found submerged in 10 feet of water in the Winooski River in Duxbury. It's unclear whether the truck contained any human remains. Donald Messi had been missing 16 years. Number 25. Todd Domino, age 54, missing September 30, 2022, found October 8, 2022, location Allegheny River, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Todd Domino, 54, of Harmony, was last seen Wednesday afternoon in Harmony, where he owned the Harmony Emporium, and was reported missing, after he didn't pick up his daughter at her school bus stop. His vehicle, a red Honda Civic, was found under 16.5 feet of water roughly 30 yards from the shore in the Allegheny River, Indiana, Pittsburgh's North Shore on Saturday. The Allegheny County Medical Examiner's Office has identified the victim in the car as 54-year-old Todd Domino of Harmony Borough. Adventures with Purpose has brought closure to many families, and has stopped the suffering of the families not knowing what happened to their loved ones. Adventures with Purpose has been hailed as heroes by many. However, Adventures with Purpose isn't without scandal. The scandal is totally heartbreaking. It has left many with torn emotions, and not knowing how they should feel. Some are angry, some are forgiving, while so many are left in the middle of not knowing how to feel. So, let's address the scandal. Here we have court documents. They are public records, and they are also available on the internet for free. The State of Utah vs. Jared Seisek. Jared Seisek is one of the founders of Adventures with Purpose, AWP. There are 2 charges for R of a child of first-degree felony. One charge for October 1, 1992 and another charge for January 1, 1992. So, he is charged with 2 first-degree felony counts. And, it shows the defendant's birth as September of 1975. So, he would have been age 16 and 17 at the times of the offenses. No, this is not an old case. These are recent charges that he has been indicted for. The offenses occurred 30 years ago, but he has recently been charged. The second half of the first page shows his court date of November 30, 2022. This court document is the probable cause document, and it is detailed. And yes, this is also a public record. This is also available for free on the internet. The victim was ages 9 and 10 at the time of the offenses. The defendant is 7 years older than the victim. They are cousins. This is so truly heartbreaking. Someone that has helped so many, yet did such a horrible thing, and injured a child so deeply. We have a writing from the victim, herself. I will read it. Some words will be left out due to YouTube. This is not the victim's voice. Again, I will stress this is not the victim's voice. It starts now.
Please, beware. I had no idea until recently, when I had the unfortunate chance of coming across a video of my childhood, our word here, Jared Seisek, my cousin, yes, my own flesh and blood. And I wasn't his only family victim, and honestly who knows how many others there are out there that aren't part of our family. Due to his diving group, Adventures with Purpose, this man is regarded as a hero, and an angel, and he is invited into people's homes with welcome loving arms. He has been through the systems, CPS, the Mormon Church, therapies and so many more, as you'll be able to tell from his writing. But I do know for a fact, that he did not start with me, and he didn't stop with me either. He at one point, like you will read, did verbally admit to my mother, blanked out word, that he had, word here, me. Obviously, scheming over the more horrific parts like his attempted, word here, of her daughter, directly above her, my grandfather, and my grandmother's heads, by the way. And the fact, that the age of 9 and 10 he gave me a yeast infection from, our word here, me, and I had no idea, so I had to go through the trauma of my mother and my grandmother, finding white stuff in my panties and treating me horribly, and questioning me, and punishing me for the problem.
When he told her, she started to cry, hugged him, and told him that she forgave him. She never turned him into the police, and I was never gotten any form of help, or anybody to talk to about it. We went out to go travel on the carnival, which made me unable to be anywhere for more than a week, which meant that I couldn't say anything to anyone. My own mother protected him, and never even talked to me about it, other than to tell me she had been, blank word here, and her story was worse than mine.
He finally admitted it in writing, because he and family are all very sure that the statutes of limitations have passed, and he's safe, so he can. But just so you're aware, and can keep your daughters safe, be very careful around this man.
Then, we have a series of emails between the victim and Jared Seisek. They start here.
Do you feel better as a person doing things like this? Does this make you feel like less of a child, word here, monster, parading around in human skin? There is no forgiveness for what you did to me in my home in Utah, Grandma and Grandpa's house in Las Vegas, and right above Grandma and Grandpa's head, in their very own truck. The rest of the family is just about as much to blame as you, because they didn't turn you in, when they knew better, and I was just a child and did not know better. And yet, you're still welcome at family get-togethers, like my grandfather's funeral. While in the parking lot, getting ready to get out of the car and attend, I seen your face and became so violently ill, I couldn't even attend. I had to drive down the street to the CVS and watch it all via Zoom. All these people may be calling you a hero, and saying that you're doing such great things. But we both know the truth about you, and you're obviously not ashamed of your past. But I also am not ashamed of my past, and I have a voice, and I use it as much as I possibly can. Your secrets are not hidden.
I am so very sorry for the things that we cannot change. It is unfortunate that the Seisek and Juhas lineage experienced the shit that you, I, and many of the other cousins were brought into. Like yourself, I was once a victim by multiple people both in and out of the family. It is unfortunate when families like ours experience, word here. Many of us cousins got together to acknowledge what had happened in our youth and made a pact to put an end to it and to protect our children from anything like that ever happening to them. I have myself tried to apologize to you and to have an open conversation with you about it to answer any questions you may have. Wait a minute. What the fuck? To answer any questions you may have? You think she has questions? What questions would she have, like, why did you do it? No, fucker, that would make it about you. It's about her pain and suffering and mental anguish. It's not about you, Jared. So far, you talk to her like she's an employee at a board meeting. We cannot change, unfortunate, we got together and decided. What the fuck? Let's continue. The first time that I apologized to you, I am sorry for the way that it was handled. I was under the impression that your mother knew, and that I felt it was appropriate at that time to have the conversation with both of you. I did not mean to embarrass you or to catch you off guard. The second time that I tried was not to clear my own conscience, but to help you heal and help with any struggles you may have been having, as many of us had to learn how to overcome and move forward. You essentially told me to go fuck myself and told me how I had embarrassed you the first time around. I am sorry. My understanding is that other cousins also have tried to have the same conversation with you. We are now all adults and it is healthy for us to acknowledge and address those unfortunate circumstances from our past in our child and adolescent years. Unfortunate circumstances? All right. So, you tripped and accidentally stuck your dick in her? Okay. I think you're missing the point here, Jared. You did this. No one held a gun to your head and forced you, it was a conscious choice of yours. So you tried to apologize twice, and all should be good. Saying sorry doesn't always fix it. How about you let her take a ball bat and hit you upside the head a few dozen times, and see if sorry fixes that? Why don't you start by acknowledging her pain, her trauma, her mental anguish, and her suffering, and stop trying to tell her how she should feel? So, she told you to go fuck yourself. It still isn't as bad as what you did to her. Let's continue. While there is a lot of shit that has happened throughout my own life personally, from, word here, abandonment, growing up in foster care, and any other shit along the way, I would not change a thing for it has made me who I am today. I cannot apologize for others for anything that has happened to you in your life, but I have done my best to acknowledge directly with you my own mistakes. I hold no secrets as to this with my own parents, with grandma and grandpa, with your mother, and, blank words here, and, blank words here, my own wife, and my children. I have even discussed publicly about my situation and the unfortunate shit that has happened within families. Do we pinpoint it to the Seisek and Juhas lineage or do we pinpoint Mormonism? I do not have an answer. Nope. You don't have an answer. Not even close. It wasn't genetics that did it, but in your case, I'm beginning to wonder. After all, it made you who you are today, a fucking asshole, but it's okay because you wouldn't change a thing. You said, quote, I cannot apologize for others for anything that has happened to you in your life, unquote. Why is it you try to blame what you did to her, on what happened to you throughout your life, but you can't comprehend what you did to her affected her entire life? What happened to you was life-changing, but what you did to her was superficial, in your mind. She is not a lesser person than you are. So stop treating her as if you are the better person, you're not. Let's continue. There is no way for me to understand the hatred and resentment that you must have for me, over 3 decades later. I heard about your driving into the cemetery a few weeks later. Trust me, had I known that you had a desire to be there, and I was the only reason keeping you away, I would have 100% given up my time, to do what I could to avoid the ceremony, so that you would feel comfortable, and have your time with grandma and the rest of the family. It is your decision and your choice if you ever want to accept my apology. I have made peace in my life with all things bad, including this situation. If you ever want to discuss, I am always available to have that conversation with you, either in person or over the phone. Sincerely, Jared.
If you truly want to apologize, then pay for your actions. Walk into a police station with me and confess your actions, get it on record and have yourself registered as the a word here, that you are. My only regret in life was not being as open about you and your abuse to anyone and everyone who would listen, like I am now. And, turning you into the police like you should have been. I don't understand how you can try and get me to sympathize with you and your past issues. Not at all. It angers me twice as much to know, that not only did you know firsthand, the torture you were inflicting upon me, because you experienced it yourself. That makes you an even bigger monster than I have had pictured in my mind, absolutely disgusting. You're an emotional vampire. I noticed all the therapy terms you used in your message, typical narcissism at its best. How somebody could ever come to peace with damaging such a young innocent human being is beyond me. Proof of a completely broken mind, assuming that there would be any kind of peace after those types of actions, or that peace should even be deserved. You are a P-word here. Do not act like you were not old enough to know what you were doing to me, during the ages that you were. You could have been tried as an adult, at that age, and should have been. And as to the comments about my life, and things that have happened to me, I don't know who or why you're even discussing me, but I can guarantee you that nobody really knows anything, because just like your situation, I've kept my mouth shut until recently, and I don't talk to any of the family, despite what other, as you say, cousins have come to you and said. So be a real man and turn yourself in, and pay for your crimes, or continue to be the small sad mental midget that couldn't keep his libido under control and blames it on his past.
Unfortunately, your desire to have a 46-year-old male live the mistakes of a 12-year-old simply is not realistic. Thank God, we are not forever judged for our actions as youth, and I'm grateful that many of us cousins acknowledged and stopped those sins, which happened to us, and those sins we once committed as result of grooming. It is healthy for you to now be open and talk about the past. You as a full-grown woman in your early 40s are to be commended for facing and standing up to those actions which happened to you in your past. Spread awareness and stop the cycle as we cousins within the family have for our children and grandchildren. Protect your own children and grandchildren as we have to help the world become a better place. We live in a society that acknowledges the mistakes made in the past, accepting those who have proven to change. Not realistic? Is that what you're going to tell the warden? Excuse me, is he still trying to groom her into accepting what he did as okay? What the fuck? After 30 years you're still grooming? Earlier, he said, quote, trust me, unquote. What? Trust you around her children? It doesn't sound like you've changed. It sounds as if you got better at it. I sure wouldn't want you around my children. My life holds no secrets, and everyone in my office feels your pain and has seen this email string, for I don't filter my own emails. They know me for the man that I am and not the mistakes of a 12-year-old, who learned to recognize the cycle and break the cycle as many of us cousins did. You were younger and not yet ready to accept my apology and recognize the steps we made for future generations to protect them. I hope you can one day find forgiveness and peace. Feel free to have any last words, for I will not respond to any further attacks as to my character today, based upon those actions as a youth. Should you desire a healthy adult conversation as to the past, I'm open to helping you through the acceptance and growth that many of us faced and have dealt with. If you have not done so already, I may suggest reaching out to, blank word here, and lean on her for guidance as one closer to your age who within the family has gone through this with us. I'm not sure your relationship with aunt, blank word here, or your mother. But I'd suggest leaning on them as well, for they experienced much of the same in their own youth. Sincerely, Jared. Oh, so your entire office did know about this. And, they kept their mouth shut. You just sunk the entire ship, Jared. That ended that controversy. We will hear from Doug later in this video. Jared, you will not accept any further attacks as to your character? What about the attacks you did to her as a child when you forced yourself on her, and gave her no choice? Take it like a man. You have it coming. Stop being a motherfucking, p-word, hypocrite. Maybe you'll tell them, you won't accept any further attacks, when you drop the soap.
The person that he refers to as, blank word here, would be my cousin, blank word here, and one of his previous victims prior to me. He referred me to her so that way she could help me learn how to forgive him, not to mention, unprovoked by me she contacted me a few days after these emails happened. And, has tried to convince me, all of this is not as bad as I see it. Let's do some math here. I was 9 or 10 when living in Utah and you forced me to have sex with you on my bathroom floor upstairs. You are 6 or so years older than me, that makes you older than 12. In Las Vegas at Grandma and Grandpa's house you were living there, and you had your own car, a Volkswagen Beetle, and was driving it, when it ran, so please stop making it sound as if you were a young child during the time you were, word here, me. Maybe you started that young with the others, but as you are not willing to face your wrongdoing in a proper fashion, then that is on you and you alone. Anyone who supports you and your sick delusional fantasy, of forgiving yourself for the pain and suffering you caused, and willingly and knowingly caused, not only on a child but your own family member. But I do appreciate your admitting it all in writing.
You are welcome. I hope it helps in your healing process. Jared. So, there were multiple violations and multiple victims. Now, let's hear from Doug on the controversy of if the AWP team knew of the child, our word here, crimes.
I can't wait for lawyers to make decisions. I have to defend my family, I have to defend myself, and unfortunately, that doesn't align with my future. It doesn't align with me at all. None of us, you know what I mean? None of us knew any of this, and I am just as shocked as everybody else. It's really unfortunate and heartbreaking. Yeah, man.
Someone is fucking lying. Those emails were dated February 5th, and your video statement was released November 7th. That is at least 10 months. That is almost a year, that you knew about it? Now, if it's Jared lying in the email, you still have not severed ties with a lying, p-word here. If it's you lying, you still have not severed ties with, p-word here, and may God have mercy on your soul. The world needed heroes with hearts and souls. The good does not negate the bad that was done. 10,000 dead bodies does not compensate for the pain and suffering of one small child. Jared needs to learn how to ask for forgiveness without putting himself first. Jared expected no verbal attacks from his victims. That is not how it works. Have a nice day, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment below.